Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final day of the Small Business and Nonprofit Conference. I hope some of you were able to come in person the last few days and see some of that information, a lot of information. So, all today's sessions are virtual, and we're wrapping up with an amazing prize, a $200 Amazon gift card, sponsored by Simply Analytics, who will be one of our other sessions later today. No need to grab tickets. Your presence in the Zoom automatically qualifies you for entering, and we will reach out to you no later than Monday if you win. If you don't hear from us, sorry, but you'll be seeing something around Monday or so. Okay, so this session will be recorded and available on the library's YouTube channel in a few days. So you will also receive a follow-up email with a copy of the presentation, any handouts, a link to the recording, Doug's contact information. So the email will also include a feedback survey. We value your feedback. So please take a moment to complete the form. Your input is essential in helping us provide the best experience possible in the future. So we'll also include a link to that document later in the session. So if you have any questions or comments, please use the chat and we're going to get started. So I am Regina Crandall. I am the Small Business and Employment Resources Coordinator for the St. Louis County Library. This is my baby. So thank you for joining us for a presentation by Doug Devitre on powering up your brand potential with Canva 2.0. So Doug is the founder and president of CoTrack Pro, a family-focused SaaS platform, SaaS, SaaS, same thing, comprising 7+ integrated applications that support parents, attorneys, therapists, and court officials with AI-powered documentation, compliance tracking, and communication management during legal situations. So he's built numerous brands using Canva and has been hired by organizations to integrate Canva into their workflow. So he's a great guy to introduce us to this content. So welcome, Doug. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And first, I want to thank everyone who works at the St. Louis County Library, some of the most patient, kind people that you will meet. All the questions and everything that I've asked you over the years, now I feel like it's my time to give back. And so it's just a real honor. And so thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Canva has really changed the lives of a lot of people. Some people, that's their job, is all they do all day is use Canva. Even when you look at job descriptions, you'll still see some companies look for people who have Photoshop skills when really all you need is Canva. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to cover a lot of information in a short period of time. We've made a lot of links and resources available, not just for you to go look at, but some of these resources are created in a way for you to actually implement the stuff that we create today. I'll also give you the process that's necessary in order to build multiple forms of content and even a checklist on how you can keep track of the content that you create. So again, when we think about content, we have all different types of content. We have images, right? We have audio files for podcasts, and we also have video. We also have Microsoft PowerPoint presentations, or we have PDFs, or we have different file formats or different file sizes that you need to be able to create these graphics and designs. And if you're really active on social media through multiple channels and multiple posts per day, that efficiency is everything, right? So I'm gonna pull back the curtain here. I'm gonna share my screen with you if that's okay, and we're gonna kind of get into it. So what I'd like for you to do here real quick is you have, if you're using Canva right now, I want you to type in the chat like 1 through 5. What what's your experience in using Canva right now? Because if you're just getting started with this right now, this might seem a little bit overwhelming. Then I would encourage you to go to actually Canva's YouTube channel to learn how to kind of get started through some of the basic steps. Because this is a Canva 2.0 presentation, this is really designed for those advanced brand marketers, entrepreneurs, uh, nonprofit organizations, or anybody who works in the marketing and communications field will benefit from this. Also, anybody who runs education internally, whether we're talking about at a corporation or a large enterprise, all the way down to the school district level. What I love about Canva and what they've done here with this platform is they've made it so easy that you can learn this as part of your grade school curriculum. And just a little shout out to my son here. His name's Harry. When I homeschooled him in third grade, I showed him exactly how to create his own resume in Canva. Right? So there's really no age limit to where you can kind of get started with this. With the limit is going to be based upon your creativity and out of the box. Katie, I love it that you've shared that you use Canva almost daily. This is going to be a lot of fun for us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get into the actual screen share side of Canva just so you can kind of see what's possible here. So this was the link for the checklist that I created, and I saw somewhere before in the chat that this link wasn't working. That's something that I'll have to take a look at. But ultimately, what I thought about just for this specific program, why not use Canva to make a checklist on all the fun and exciting things you can do with Canva, right? And so all this started from was going through creating this list, and also it's categorized in a way that you can kind of chunk these tasks based upon the type of skill set or the type of output that you're looking for. So again, what I've done is this is a web page here. I'll put it through the chat. We'll try it one more time, and if not, what we'll do is because you can do this you can do this so quickly. We'll probably have enough time to build it today. So what I did is I actually went to ChatGPT to start this. Now I know we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I want to encourage you to look at different AI platforms in combination in order to increase your productivity. I don't know, tenfold, 50-fold. This has really been a game changer in me and being able to do the marketing for CodeTrack Pro and being able to assist other brands as they're building their own. So really, I just asked here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this better. But it says, what are the top 10 Canva templates to make for CodeTrack Pro? Now, what I would encourage you to do is take this prompt here. Okay, Carla, I'm sorry that link isn't working here, but
Yeah,
we're gonna make another one here in a second.
link.
This was the prompt here. It says, what are the top 10 Canva templates? I put
Yes.
that in a prompt. Just replace your business name with CodeTrack Pro. So that's all you'll really need to kind of get started with this. So then I'm gonna kind of go into Canva and kind of show you some different ways to use the Canva AI component. So when you're logged in, with your email and your password, this is going to be the homepage, canva.com. And then because we're on the AI component, it's canva.com/AI. So that's really easy to remember if you're thinking, okay, I'm in the AI mode. What can I do with Canva? Canva.com /AI. Or you can just, based upon the menu here, you've got your designs, templates, and Canva AI. So here's what I put in here. What are the top 10 Canva templates? Actually, no, I'm gonna do one better here because I just asked this to ChatGPT. So it says, great question. So here it says, here are the top 10 Canva templates. And it tells you what they are. Here's the template type. So the first template would be your brand guide or your identity guide. This is the purpose of it to reference all your visual identity. So that means your logos, your colors, your fonts, your spacing, your formatting, design tips. Well, then I just asked ChatGPT, this is just great information for these 10. And then I asked another question. I'll put in here in the chat for you to be able to see. And you can use that same exact one is how do you add a field called pixel size? Because you know when like you're doing there's so many different images, right? There's the was it 1920 by 1080 for the 16 by 9? That's actually what we're using. If you're going to create a background image like you see that I have, this is kind of like we would consider to be your Zoom background. Well, that's the image size, 1920 by 1080. Well, the social media ones, the real ones that are kind of, the size of your phone here, those are 1080 by 920. So what you have to understand is there's so many different, not just the one image, right? But maybe you have the same image, but it's multiple pixel sizes, which is critically important. So I'm going to go back down. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to come back here, and then this is just ChatGPT doing this thing. But because I asked it to download a CSV file, this is what's known as that comma separated value or Excel spreadsheet. Um, this is all that information that starts to help you keep it manageable. So I went ahead of time with this, and then I created um, uh, actually just pulled it right in, the template type, the pixel size. Um, and if you wanted to go a step farther, you could even ask ChatGPT to write the language for you. So, which is kind of wild. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just gonna let's say I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it into Canva. Let's see if this works. No, that didn't work. Um, I love just playing around to see what I can do here. So here's I'm just going to copy this text, all this text, starting at for CodeTrack Pro, and then I'm gonna come to Canva AI, and then I'm gonna choose coding for me. And this is where it gets fun. You don't have to know any code at all, but if you can copy and paste, you can start to make some of these things. So now this is where it starts to build. And so you can see on the right-hand side, this is the actual coding that is happening in real time as it starts to build this for you based upon the language that you gave it, right? So if you start to think about how can I use this for myself, maybe it's a checklist you want to create that's online that anybody can see, read, check off, or even print off, check off, and hand in. That's a great option. Forms, you can use it to make forms. That's really useful. You can use it to create flashcards. So let's pretend we're in social studies, right? And we're trying to learn about the way that the government operates. Well, why not make a flashcard series that's dedicated towards fourth grade learning objectives from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education? Now you've got content specific, meet the learner where they are, is with content that's created from Canva that maybe Canva didn't create this language for you, but that language was created for you by ChatGPT. And so as it starts to make this code, now you can see it gives us version 1 here. So let's see what version 1 looks like. Okay, so this is like what the website looks like. Um, See how there's some formatting issues? So it says new feature alert, advanced analytics now available, and it has this button. So this was the first shot at this, right? So you might say, well, I don't really like this, or I want to be able to change this testimonial or something. You can just go ahead and ask, how can you make this better? Now, it seems like such a simple Seems like such a simple prompt. And I went ahead and put it in the chat so you can see. But literally, it's now starting to work where it's making this interactive web page just a little bit better. So again, this is the code. It's continuing. And look how many lines of code that is. You know, this is maybe a commercial for the library, but do you know one of the benefits of being a resident and member of the St. Louis County Library is you get access to online coding skills with Treehouse. So I think it's called Treehouse Online, but you know, if this is a foreign language to you, you know, you can always learn another. So why not make it HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? So if you ask anyone at the library, how can I get access to Treehouse or Google Treehouse St. Louis County Library, you can see that you have to sign up for availability because this actually access does cost the library. But aside from that, this looks a little bit better. Okay. Um, and here's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna turn it to I'm looking at some of the comments here. If you have thanks for sharing that Treehouse link. If you have a question or you want me to create some branding for you, type it in the chat and I'll show you how to make something specifically for you and your business. So let's see. Okay, this is the website. You all were saying that you didn't have access. Let me get back into get to canva.com so we can see this a little bit better. Ooh, is it Angelia? Devotional. Okay. So I'm gonna use uh Rashonda's branding kit for Angelia's devotional. All right. I like that. That's a good challenge. So what I would then do is say uh and anybody who's seen this, like if I didn't get yours, like just follow the same process. This is the same exact thing. So I'm gonna say I need to create a resource for a devotional and need 100 quotes from the Bible on okay. And then what was it? A branding kit. Okay, so the two words you would change would be devotional and then the actual content itself. So Tiara, it's good to see what you're doing. We should probably connect after this. So here we go. We've got 100 inspirational Bible quotes you can use for devotional. And actually, in my bag, I've got a devotional for boys. I mean, yeah, buying one off the shelf is good, but you know, when I homeschooled my son, I actually taught him how to use this so he could learn to create his own curriculum. That's just a different inverse of how, you know, with education. So we've got faith and trust as the first category. We've got love and compassion here. We've got strength and courage here. We've got hope and renewal here. Is this, Angelia, is this resonating with you, or am I totally off on this? Send me a message in the chat. Okay, peace and comfort, gratitude and joy, purpose and calling, forgiveness and grace. I mean, you can see it, and as I'm showing this to you, right? I want you to think about how this is structured. Okay, so right here we have an 81, then we have the actual quote, and then we have the citation, you know, inside of the Bible. So those are three different fields for your spreadsheet that you're going to create and you're going to import into Canva. Okay, so now it says, would you like this format CSV? Yes, I want the CSV with the number in one column, uh, the devotional in the other column, and the citation in the other column. Okay, cool. We've got approval that we're on the right track. I put the prompt here in the chat for you to be able to copy and use. Um, okay, Aaron, you're gonna absolutely love this because if you have a video production company, I'll actually share a link with you about some of the stuff that my son did. He was able to operate this interactive environment. All of the graphics, the content or the images, all designed in Canva. The videos, commercials, or even placeholders, those were designed in Canva. So you know, I'm sure you'll absolutely love some of this stuff. So cool. So now we're going down. It's finishing up this. ChatGPT is finishing up. Don't you ever think that sometimes ChatGPT needs a break? Sometimes, Morgan, you're saying you can't see the questions or comments. You'll have to turn to the click on the chat button in the Zoom platform that you've signed up for. So look how many of these. So I want you to think about 100 mistakes I can make with family and marriage, right? That now becomes a series of Canva images that you can use all on brand. Okay. Um, uh, uh, the devotional, we're actually we're showing this as an example. But I want you to think about okay, what are 100 mistakes you can use? What are 100 tips you can use? What are the 101 homeschooling activities you can use? Actually, in fact, the book that my son and I have on Amazon Kindle, it's called The Whole 101 Homeschooling Activities in St. Louis. And so all that was made through Canva. We uploaded it online through the Kindle platform, and then now we've got a Kindle book. Um, if you don't know how to do that stuff, definitely go by the library. They've got so many classes. Got so many classes. So I'm going to click download the CSV file. Okay. Um, Now it's in there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to Canva here, and then I'm going to create a new design. Um, I'm going to use Canva AI design. I'm going to choose design for me, and I'm going to, Aaron, because you're doing video production, I'm going to say I want YouTube thumbnail uh, design. And so this isn't creating the code like the previous one was. This is matching the specific designs. And unfortunately, it doesn't integrate all the language yet that you might have, like that, remember how that checklist had? It doesn't integrate all of them, but I would imagine in the future it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen pretty soon. I mean, just Canva's definitely keeping up on all of the trends. So let's do this. Canva editor. So I did this was designed using the Canva AI templates. Now you probably have Angelia, you probably have a brand or you have a logo, right? I'm gonna go to my logos here and I'm gonna see if I can find one. Um, got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so let's say this is the design, right? And then this is my logo that I've got. This is the logo for CoTrack Pro, right? So what I want to do here is I'm going to shrink it down. I'm going to move it over here to this kind of like off. This is kind of where it gets funny. You kind of have to play with it sometimes. Or like Command Z is the undo button. Make sure you've got that listed. If you've ever had to edit videos before, we've had to take the background out. Oh my gosh, that used to take so much time. Or you have to pay somebody $5 to do each image. Now you can do it in a matter of seconds. So now, as far as branding colors that are part of my brand, right? There's like this uh, green and this kind of darker blue. Those are the colors. So if I click on this existing brand right here, this on this box, this orange box, now I can choose photo colors that'll actually select one of these that'll be on brand. So that was really simple for me to kind of get, oops, I knew if I messed with it, it would. Okay, so now we've got this. Actually, let's find a different photo for this because I'm using the same keywords. So the keyword we had before was devotional. Okay, so there we go. How's that look? Cool, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, this is a Aaron. This is a Canva. This is a webinar, not a meeting. Otherwise, you'd be able to see everybody. But definitely keep the questions going. So now there in like here's something that a lot of people don't know about Canva or the Canva apps. I would spend at least 30 minutes learning what all of these Canva apps do, or at the very least, find out which apps you're using that integrate with Canva. Okay, like Google Drive integrates with Canva. So to go through the list to see where some of these integrations are, or you'll be able to learn about what integrations are available inside of Canva, and then you just be able to connect it to whatever app that you're using. This is my favorite right here. This is a game changer. Do you see where it says bulk create? Oh my gosh, whoever your VP of marketing or CMO is going to be like, oh my gosh, how did you just do that? So we click bulk create, and then you can either enter in data manually. Well, we're way past that, right? We're in year 2025. Uh, Upload data. Then I'll find the devotional Bible quotes. Okay, so now we've got the number, we've got the devotional quote, and then we've got the citation. Let's do this here. Just these are just kind of simple things you can do to add to the. Let's see. I don't want a rectangle. I want a circle. Move it over here. Make it a little smaller. Um, hang on, gang. You'll once you see me do this once, you'll be like you won't ever go back. Why is it doing that? Let's put one in here. Why is it doing that? Start over. Okay, one. Now let's make this 80. You'll see what I'm doing here in a second. All right. And what I like to do is I'll put in 100 here just because you're like, whoa, that was way too much. And then make sure that this is center justified. That way this stays inside of here. I don't know why I can't. We'll just go over it. And then the color was, let's make it dark green. Okay. Going back to bulk create here on the left, because now we're going to start to connect these things. Okay. So when I click on the number here, or when I click on this, I'm going to, see how this box is selected, discover the secrets of productivity. And then below this says boost your daily efficiency. You'll actually want to go back to make sure that these are resized in the right font size, font format to where you're creating your template. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use this in a way to be able to create 100 of these different images all in one flow. And it's using the concept called bulk create. So again, what we're doing is we're taking the language for the visuals, whether you write them yourself or you use ChatGPT, and then you can create your brand template, and then you can start connecting these. So connect the data. I'm going to connect this with the devotional quote. Down here at the bottom, boost your daily efficiency. where it's and then where it says connect data, you click on that, and now you've got the citation. So, oh, and then you got here number. Um, I don't know why it's not letting me do that. That is annoying. Um, no worries, we'll make this work. What was this, 100? Did we say? And then remember for your template, make sure you've got enough space to fill it. Make it a little smaller, maybe 80. Make sure it's right in the middle. What I love about Canva too, did you see that how when I move this around, there's those little grid lines? That's how you get this stuff perfect. I mean, I've got at my age now, I've got bad eyes, so I really need to like sometimes zoom in, zoom out, and I'm using my mouse to do this. And then you can also use it's Command plus and Command minus, or Control plus or Control minus to kind of zoom in, zoom out. These are just some extra little tips that um, you can think about. And this number here, this is just me kind of being particular, but I think you might also consider being this particular. Is like look and say, okay, well that's what's this font here? Okay, I don't even know. I've never heard of that, but I'm going to choose it for here. Actually, open sauce. I like open sauce better. I don't know. Say in the chat if you get some of this, if you get this particular about this stuff. But this is why people hire you if you are professional because you've got to get it right. So back to we didn't lose any time there except for just showing you some extra things you can do in Canva. Now I click on the number here. I click connect data. I choose number, and then I hit continue. And this is where you hit, drum roll, please, because this is when it creates 100 of these things all at once. You can see now this is the exact language that was put in there. Um, and then you click 100, generate 100 designs. It'll open up a new project. That way you have the Canva project or the Canva template already saved as its own file. But right here it says view design. You click on this, and now we've got 100 of these things. Okay. And you know what? The formatting, it's not too bad. Isn't that crazy? How quickly Nicole says, "Wow." Tracy asks, "How did I get a copy of the code from ChatGPT?" I'll just show you. This isn't the code. This is the language. This is the copy. Like so, like in marketing and design, we have the copy and the design. I asked ChatGPT for the copy, and then I used Canva to put in the design. So there's no code. What there is that CSV file that you can ask ChatGPT to create, and then you upload that into Canva using the bulk edits feature. So here we go. So think about this. So now that I have, I'm going to edit this. The name of this, call this devotional. This is just the best practice in naming your files because if you click share and download before you do that, then you just have to rename it anyways, or you just never find it again and have to make it again. Okay, so back to it. We're the share button. This is on the top right. This is how once you create your designs, this is where you can download it all into. So I click share, and I choose download. Now I've got all of these different download options: PNG, PDF standard, PDF for print. Here's MP4 video. If I wanted to add an audio track into this and turn this into a video slideshow, you can definitely do that too. Where this is originates from again is the language you put into that CSV file in the right format, and then just connect the data format to Canva. So Alicia says, can you generate different images in bulk create? I don't think so. I don't think so. One of the things that I've done just for myself is I've used AI to create my own content generator. Actually, on LinkedIn, I'm gonna write a post about it today, how it supports the families and communities. So, if that's something that you're interested in, you can look at. But again, I'm not selling this stuff. This is just something I'm happy to share if it's something that you'll use. But you can create your own content generator in that regards for individual images. Um, what there is, I'll show you this, is unfortunately, this is just the only way that I know is you have to go through these photos one by one, do the search. Okay, so maybe if you wanted to change this image, you might type in friend love, and then we've got that. And then God is love. Maybe type in God. So we don't definitely don't want to cover that. All right. Hopefully this is a little bit helpful. Let's go on to create something else. Does somebody want me to create something? I'm kind of going back through what you wanted me to create for you. There was one thing I saw, I think, was um, fam marriage resources. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do this from scratch. That way you're not thinking, oh my gosh, where was he on that? So I'm back at canva.com and then I'm looking for Canva AI. Okay. And then I'm going to say code for me, create an intake form for a client who is interested in marriage therapy. Does that work for you? I want this to be an interactive form. And then we'll just see what it says. Okay, so while that's going here, open up Canva. This is where I start to have fun. Create 50 flashcards for a couple in marriage therapy to help them solve their problems. I'll say create 50 interactive flashcards using a mobile friendly design. And here we go. So, whereas this one was making an interactive checklist, this is making the flashcards. Whatever business you're in or whatever advocacy group that you're a part of, you're in the business of creating content. You're in the business of creating language that influences your stakeholders, right? Your members, your customers, their customers, your strategic partners. So why not create a library of these different templates that you can use? And really that comes back to, okay, what are my customers really asking for right now? Or if you go back to your reviews and say, what would make the process easier for them? This is where we can start to integrate Canva into it to be able to help create educational resources that are useful, that are mobile friendly. And so as this is going, this is also going to here. This is just a basic form. Now I could add a way more stuff to this, but just for time purposes, I'm going to click using a design. I'm going to choose website. And then up here, it says publish website. And this is the fun part. Um, you can choose between the like LinkedIn gives you your own URL or Facebook gives you your own URL. Canva gives you your own URL. Try saying that 3 times fast. Um, Doug Devitre is mine, and so under this, I'm going to publish under that. Now I could, if I wanted to publish to my custom domain, I can do that so it routes to the right place, but I'm not going to mess with that for now. I'm just going to do the regular Canvas site. And then see here at the bottom, this is the URL for this specific form. So if you have 100 of these resources, you have 100 different URLs all created from Canva under this same subdomain of dougdevitre.my.canva. So now I click publish. Man, either I need a break, ChatGPT needs a break, or Canva needs a break. All right, so here we go. This is the link. I'm going to put this in the paste so you can see this, and it should work for you. It's a published website. TR says, can I add this to my future current website? The answer is yes. You can link to it, and let me check here. I think you might be able, yeah, you can embed these. So you know how you can embed a YouTube video on a web page? You can embed embed a Canva site into your web page. Angelila asks, how would you access the responses? That's a good question. Here's what I would do is I would type in let's see, all of the responses I want sent to admin at cotrackpro.com after someone clicks the submit button. Oh, Rashonda, great question. Forms question says, what are step 1 and 5? What are the other steps? Well, uh, do me a favor. Go to click on the link and start filling in the information. I'm not going to start putting in my information, but you can put in your information. And I believe what'll happen is it will, after your first name and then you get to phone number, and then you type that in, then it'll take you to a whole nother kind of screen that asks you step 2, and then another screen that asks step 3.
Doug,
But
can I
right
interject
here,
for a
last,
moment? Doug, can you
yeah.
tell us if we have to purchase Canva to get this level of functionality?
Um, Regina, great question. So, uh, Canva has a couple different license types that are available. There are license types for free, right? You can use a lot of this stuff for free. Some of these advanced Canva 2.0 uh, features, you'll need to get Canva Pro. Now, there's a couple different ways to get Canva Pro. Number one is you can pay for it. I think it might be 120 bucks a year. Best 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 tool you could possibly buy for the money. Besides Zoom, right? Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Now this thing is going to keep. I think it's still building out the rest of it. So I would go back and forth between this on the left-hand side. I would keep going back and forth. So there's something missing, or something's broken, or something doesn't work. Um, you can change it using this editor. Now, I want to remind you there are limitations with this, right? If you want to build something that has a ton of features, a built-in CRM with online calendar and things like that, Canva's not your tool, okay? This is for real simple things like flyers, forms, anything digital. Um, Those are some options. Hopefully that was helpful. Tracy wants to see the subdomain path again. That's just for mine. So that's inside the link. I'll copy it again from here. This is the one right here. So Doug Devitre is like the subdomain of it, and that appears you create your own when you create a new website. Aaron asked another question, which I'm happy you did. Educators get Canva for free. Nonprofits might get like a 50% discount. Now, I can't say that for sure, but at least there are discount availables for schools and other nonprofit and government services. So where were we here in our goodness? Created this. What was this design? Okay, that was the intake form. What was the other one we had going? Thought we were doing two at the same time. Oh, okay, here we go. This is kind of fun. Marriage therapy cards. We're just gonna publish this, and I'll share it as a link through chat. Morgan asks us, can you use this AI model to create a presentation? It's still in its limited format. I've tried to do it multiple different ways. Right now, I'm publishing the website just so you know that you'll have access to this. So it's a little limited in the presentation. It can help you build a presentation template. But I've found that Canva has better presentation templates in than what the design also that creates for you. One thing you can do with Canva presentations now is you can actually record a video with your voice. That's a really cool feature. And you can edit it, right? There's that video editing component into it as well. So a lot of cool things you can do with that presentation um, size. The only challenge is the AI doesn't really integrate all of the language in, just like you maybe saw with the Canva bulk edit. Okay, so here is the form. No, no, that's not the form. This is did I share the right one? Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, this is flashcards. Oh, wait. Okay, what is one thing your partner does to make you feel truly loved and appreciated? Share a time when you felt your partner really listened to you. What moment made that special? So Canva did this, right? Canva actually came up with the language for us. What does intimacy mean to you beyond physical connection? Probably shouldn't talk about that on a library program. But anyways, you see how easy that was to be able to do it. So Tracy asked, does Canva have web hosting? The answer is kind of yes in its own domain itself. But you have to use the Canva AI coding features, which again, it's somewhat limited. It's not like some of the other vibe coding platforms out there that'll build a platform for you. So, okay. Somebody asked about video. Oh man, so many cool ways that you can use Canva with video. Um, one of the ways that you can do is if you have a Zoom video. Like, let's pretend somebody created a Zoom video or created a video of this, and then they wanted to upload the entire video of this program to Canva. Then Canva will allow you to build the captions inside as long as there's a voice behind the video that's being uploaded to Canva. Um, Instead of making this, I'm going to show you one of my recent designs that was a Canva video. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, this is the video quiz for best interests for child, right? Quiz time number one. My child feels safe in my care. Never safe, rarely safe, sometimes safe, often safe, always safe. Okay. And guess what? There's 100 of these things, just like you saw me make before. The difference is I've added music to this. So if I click on audio, I can use music. This is that royalty-free music that you can use directly from Canva into your designs. And now you have it to where it's a video. If I click share and then public link view and then create public link view, this is another way to use Canva that you might not have seen before. I like to share designs with folks so they can see what things look like before we actually download it and put it as part of a campaign. So this is a public view link for a specific design. This is exactly what it is for the for a video of this type, right? Even this language here that you see for this 100, that was created using ChatGPT, like you saw before. Isn't this fun? I love Elizabeth's comment. She says you can sell templates you create in Canva on the marketplace. Um, Boy, that's a really good tip. What I love about the St. Louis County Library, the one in Clark family, it's an entrepreneur community. It's a great place where entrepreneurs get together. I know from working remote there many days, you pick up tips like this. So thank you, Elizabeth. I might even consider selling my Canva templates on the marketplace. Um, What else can I show you? Was there anybody who I missed who didn't get something created for them or has a separate question? Kurt T wants to see a content calendar. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Projects. Actually, Kurt T, I'm gonna take a different route to this answering this question. I want to create a content calendar for Canva designs. Can you give me a CSV file of the uh, content copy and type to create Canva designs for CodeTrack Pro? So again, I'm looking at that CSV file. I'm gonna close some of these down since I don't need them. Okay, here we go. Kurti, hope you're seeing this. A 30-day calendar with a variety of branded content categories around awareness, education, social proof, advocacy, engagement. Um, I'm just gonna put so it's asking me this question as a whole brand. And here's something for y'all designers that are out there. Ask, maybe you've heard of the 5 why question that kind of gets to the root cause. Like you ask somebody, why is this? And then, or why is that? And then, well, why is that? And well, why is that? Same way with using ChatGPT, right? So you can, if you want the first thing you get doesn't mean that's the one that you have to use. You could ask the question, how do you make it better? How do you make it better? How do you make it better? Till you get the one that you want. And I find that the more time you put in that, how I can make it better, you get way much better stuff that you can use moving forward. So this is, I think, creating 30, okay, as the CSV file. Because I know, look, this is a program about Canva, and I am spending time here on ChatGPT, but really for the maximum amount of productivity, much of the much of the challenge is getting the right language and also getting the right size of language based upon the design, right? Because the one that we had before, where's the one we just had? This one here, you have to get this design right the first time. This is half the battle. You get this design right the first time, then you don't have to make another version or another version or another version or another version. So, okay, now we're downloading the content calendar for the CSV file. I'm gonna go ahead and open the file. Okay, so there's this, right? Here's the date it's going to publish starting today. Here's the call to action, right? So maybe for this, it's kind of like those devotional cards. You have the content copy right here. I'm going to zoom in. Is there a way to zoom in here? Let's see, view. It's just too small, I think, for you to see. There, hopefully that's better. Oh, here we go. Zoom. 300%. Okay, there we go. So this is the first line for the devotional, and then this goal here or CTA that becomes a separate section that pops up in a button that you might create inside of the template. So now that we've got this, I'm going to come back to Canva and I'm going to create I'm just going to start with a new, or wait, what was the first one on the list here? Um, oh, sorry guys. I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but I'll get there, I promise. Social media, this. All right. Okay, so this is the first page here. This is just for this quiz graphic, right? But here's what I want you to do. It's underneath here, you click add page, right? And then you can create another one, right? Maybe you want a different design here for this, okay? But instead of clicking add page and having the same pixel size, you click this option right here and then choose one of the other things that you are going to create. Well, maybe this one is the presentation, right? And then the design, just put that there. And then this is the document, or like call it letterhead if you want. This helps you figure out this editorial calendar that was created from ChatGPT, right? And obviously, I would encourage you to edit this before. You just don't take it as it is. I encourage you to edit it. But now you have the copy, you have different ways of creating multiple designs. So that way it's all saved in this one project. Because when I click on pages here, you can see now I can, inside of this one URL that I might share with you. So if we call this the devotional campaign, you might have different types of templates inside of one project. And that's a huge time saver When you're sharing, let's say if you're working 20, you have 20 different images. The old ways you'd have to share 20 different preview links for somebody to take a look at it. Now you can have everything saved into one project, share it and or download it in the right file format for what it is. So this was a game changer in Canva 2.0 in the sense that they added projects to this. Uh, I'm so sorry, Agilila, Leah. You have to meet me in person and tell me how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Does the library have the paid version? I don't think so. That would be a fun one to add to the creative lab, or the computers. But I don't, that's above my pay grade here. Um, I want to create digital reading tips for parents to do every week with their kids that are struggling. Awesome. Kathy, make sure you follow me on CoTrack Pro. You'll see examples of this type of stuff. I'm cranking it out every single day. Um, you can create okay, I'm gonna do one more hack. I don't know. I think we've got about 10 more minutes here. I'm gonna do one more of these things. So uh, Kathy, I just copied what you put in the chat. And I just put it into ChatGPT. That is a beautiful and impactful idea. Let's build weekly reading tips. Okay, so is this working for you, Kathy? Like this is 12 weeks. There's 10 of these. See how it categorizes everything? The question or the prompt that was before was download a CSV file of this content. And then you come back to Canva and then you create your template. I mean, look how many templates you have now. Presentation, social media, video, print, document. This is good for proposals. Whiteboard. That's kind of fun where you can invite your team to do some chicken scratch. A great activity for kids. Uh, Google Sheets. This is a really powerful one. I don't think we'll have the time to get into that today. The website is one of my favorites. You know, Canva's got so many AI tools in here, and you might not even know that it uses AI. Like the background remover for photos, that's a really good one. And now Canva has remove background for videos, right? So if you record a video in front of a green screen or a blank wall, you can then upload it into Canva, remove the background, put it behind your brand. Now you've got a fancy video using Canva, and it's removed the background. It's taken your voice and created a transcript. And think about this. Any of you marketers or entrepreneurs who were trying to do this 20 years ago, this would take a month, right? It would take a month to do all this. Now you can do it in a day. That is, of course, know what you're doing. Susan asked, ChatGPT, is that a paid site? No, you can use ChatGPT for free. Now the 5 version, actually there are limits to using the advanced models. So I think I pay like $20 a month for it. But again, I'm using this constantly. Morgan asked, can you post a prompt in the chat used for ChatGPT to get this? Uh, I'm assuming, and I'm not sure which one that you had said, but this is the prompt for ChatGPT, and then this is uh, a critical one. It's called download as a CSV file for this content. You want that Excel spreadsheet to be able to use inside of Canva, because that becomes a huge time saver. You get everything in the right structure. You get it in the right format. Okay. Aljalia. I'm trying, sister. I'm trying. Um, what other questions do you have? Canva's been a game changer for me. Podcast thumbnails, proposals, web pages. I'll just give you some ideas if you don't have any more questions here. Okay, here's one. This is 100 ways that guardian ad litem, the one who represent kids, this is what they're supposed to do. Ensure fair representation. Focus on child's best interest. This was all made using Canva. The only difference was I found a new photo here on the right-hand side to be able to add to each one after the 100 were created from the bulk edit. So that was kind of a fun one that I've got images and a video. Here's an example, like if you're doing these live streaming for video, um, this is a countdown video file that plays in the first 10 seconds for the dynamic video that you've got created. That's a fun one. Um, Here's some promo cards that were made from Canva. Actually, this is a presentation. So ChatGPT helped me with the text of this, and then I used the bulk edit to get it in a way that has some slides that I can use, or as images for social media. Okay, so TJ asks how to make AI a quick and easy flyer for a program. That's a great question. We'll just kind of start off with a new create. Um, Actually, no, I'm gonna do this the way I've been showing you, so that way I'm not skipping steps. Back here at the home, I'm choosing Canva AI. TJ, if you have a flyer for a specific event, send it in the chat, and then I'll copy and paste it, put it in here. But I will try to do my best in starting this idea for you. So I need a flyer. Oh, sweet. Tennis program for youth. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. So this is kind of fun. I'm going to see if I can find this because I already have this in my designs. Pickleball. So we ran a juniors camp for pickleball, and all I did is I went to Canvas templates for event flyer, and there's already great designs that are on there. You don't necessarily need Canva to design this for you. So I might say, well, this is a program about using Canva AI to build these things. But it's, at least in my professional opinion, I like the designs that are already available. And so really you just have to copy and paste um, what you have in here. And so I'll take an email that I get about somebody planning an event. I'll copy and paste that entire email. I'll put it into ChatGPT. I'll ask it to say, give me the information that I need for a flyer. And then it creates it for me. And I just copy and paste it and put it into the flyer. Um, I imagine at some point you'll be able to ask ChatGPT those questions. or excuse me, you'll be able to ask Canva, and it'll be advanced enough to be able to do that for you. But I don't think it is enough right now. So, gang, we've covered a lot of information in a short period of time. There's been a lot of great engagement from some new friends. So I would encourage you to connect with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Check out if you're part of families, protecting them, putting them back together. Definitely encourage you to check out CoTrack Pro because you think about a brand and everything that I've built. Everything's been done in the last 4 months, all with the help of Canva. So I look forward to seeing what you design. Please share it with me, tag me on one of your posts. And I'm just so glad you're here to be able to help the people that you serve. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Doug, for your time and your expertise with us today, for just introducing us to a ginormous subject, right? I have added the link to the feedback form in the chat, but you will also all receive an email with that link and Doug's contact information again. So if you have another, we appreciate hearing there. So thank you for joining us for today's presentation. I hope to see you in others throughout the day. Thank you all. I'm going to stop.